Okay, everybody, welcome. Thanks for joining my live. I don't do these too often, at least I haven't so far. So this is going to be kind of fun. I'm going to give it a couple minutes, let anybody else trickle in that's going to. In the meantime, anybody who's joined so far, feel free to get your questions in the chat, and I'll be getting to them shortly. So let's see here. While we're waiting, I want to do what I like to do in my garage once in a while, and chances are you do as well. And that's crack open a good craft IPA. And today I'm celebrating this live with a Bearded Iris Homestyle. These are awesome. Love these. If you can ever get a chance to get your hands on some, they're spectacular. If you enjoy a good beer, that is. If you don't, grab a cup of coffee or whatever you like, and we'll be getting started soon. And also, of course, got to give a shout out to the Nashville Predators. They're not doing too bad this year so far. Hopefully, they're going to do great in the upcoming season. So while I'm opening this up and pouring it into my glass, there, want to get some housekeeping out of the way. First and foremost, you've probably seen this, but I'm going to mention it again, and that is if you need to get your hands on some Armor Shield, just use my special link, bit.ly/Armor Shield, and use coupon code Jason's Garage 25, and you'll save $25 off. Right now, I think it's $69.99, and then $25 off that. Do the math, and you'll get a good deal on it. Something I haven't mentioned before is that you get free shipping, 30-day returns, money-back guarantee, secure checkout, and there's a 3-year warranty on it. And that's the thing that I like the most about Armor Shield is that it lasts a long time. And I'm going to get into some of the details here in a little bit. Also, if I haven't mentioned, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate new subscribers. I really appreciate being able to give cool videos and product reviews and just general garage life videos out to everybody. So again, go to bit.ly/Jason's Garage Sub, all one word after that, and that'll make it easy for you to subscribe to my channel. And then I'm going to talk about a few things here in this video, largely that I get on Amazon. And I take everything that I've recommended or that I've used that I recommend that's on Amazon, and I put it into what you can see. And if you go to bit.ly/Jason's recommendations, you'll see everything that I've talked about in my videos so far and things that I'm going to reference in this very video. So let's see here. A couple of shout outs I want to give out to some friends. One is Legit Street Cars. Really cool channel. Huge channel too. And the dude, Alex, does a lot of cool stuff with cars. I'm very envious of the things he does and his channel. I love it when he puts out a new video. In fact, he's the one that introduced me to Armor Shield. So shout out to Legit Street Cars. Also my buddy, my business partner, my podcast co-host, Chris Frezza. His YouTube channel is Chris Frez. They do a lot of food and eating reviews with his son, who's my godson, Vito. So I'm always, again, liking when they come out with their videos. And then finally, a good friend of mine, if you know my channel, you probably know his too, Lethal Garage. Dude is awesome, has a great Camaro, and he's always doing some really cool stuff. Again, I'm very envious of his channel and the things he has the time to put together. So if you haven't checked out those three, and I'm going to link them up in the description of this video when it's done, check them out. Great channels, and be sure to subscribe to it. So let's get into this. What exactly is Armor Shield? Armor Shield is a nano ceramic coating. And what does nano ceramic coating mean? Nano ceramic coating, the word nano is very important in that regard, because it is nano means, it's in layman's terms, extremely tiny. Now your car surface, even as shiny and as smooth as what it is, it still has pores in it, or little cracks, little valleys, little crevices, and it's actually on a microscopic level very rough. And when you apply polish or wax to it, it fills in those rough spots and makes it nice and smooth. That's why you get the shine, and it's nice and smooth and shiny and looks like $1 million. But the problem with that is that after a while, as you know, that will wear off, and then you have to reapply it again. Well, nano ceramic coating, especially like Armor Shield here, really does the same sort of thing. But because of the chemical properties of it, it doesn't wash away. It's almost actually kind of like a glass substance when it's applied and cured, and that's what makes it important. It does the same job in my book as what wax and polish will do, but it is just a lot harder, a lot stronger, and doesn't take a candle, stick it out in the sun. That's wax. Okay, what happens to it? It's going to melt. Same thing happens on your car. Polish wears off after a while because it's not quite the same type of chemical makeup. Yes, it bonds with the paint, but not in quite the same way. That's what ceramic technology is. It gets hard as really super hard. In fact, it's 9H hardness, which if you think about pencil lead, number 2 pencil, this is considered a number 9 pencil. So it's really, really hard stuff when it cures, and it stays on your car. It gets into those pores and those cracks and stays on your car, and that's where the protection comes in. And the benefits is that it, just like wax and polish, just on a much stronger level, it repels mud and dirt and bird droppings, which bird droppings are really bad news when it comes to cars paint. Much worse than most people know, because there's acid in it, and it really can do damage to a paint. I've witnessed firsthand, it makes bugs easier to remove, quite a lot easier. A lot of times I have to pressure wash bugs off or use a special chemical. After applying Armor Shield, I didn't have to really do a whole lot of work to it. In fact, bugs kind of just wipe off because Armor Shield is doing his job. Even snow and ice. People have asked me about that, snow and ice. I haven't had a chance to test out snow and ice yet, but I'm sure I'm going to here. The weather's starting to turn. But my prediction is that it'll treat it the same way it does with water. Yeah, it won't stop it from like collecting on it, but it'll prevent it from adhering to it and really, really kind of biting into those pores of your surface paint. So it's also good against UV light, chemicals, extreme heat, and even anti-graffiti. Not that I'm recommending you try that unless you want to do it on a spare panel body part. Even scratches. Now, there's been a lot of inflated claims on ceramic coatings that, it makes it chip proof. I don't think there's really a ceramic coating out there, at least not at the consumer level, that is chip resistant. It might prevent very minor ones because of the hard nature of its quality, but that doesn't make your car bulletproof. And Armor Shield would never claim that as well. So that's in a nutshell what you get and why you want to apply it. Or why you want to apply it. What you get is when you order, you get a box like this, and it's got, I don't know what the heck that is on there, but you get a box like this, and inside, if you haven't seen my previous videos, inside you get instructions, and you get I don't know, I think 5 or 6 of these application towels right here with the cool Avalon King logo on it, and then this really nice card. Apply, smile, and enjoy. Very nice touch. And then you get the applicator right there. So if you can see, this is the part that's really dense, and then this is the part right here that's kind of squishy and foamy, and this is the part that you wrap the black one around, like so. Put a few drops of the Armor Shield on and apply. Now, this is after the prep, and I'm going to get to the prep. The prep is super, super important. And then, of course, you get the Armor Shield. 30 milliliter bottle. This is good enough for, when I did my Corvette, my C6 Corvette here, this is good, covered the car and the windshield and the windows, side windows and back. And I still have probably about a quarter bottle left, which is good because you're going to have a lot of other uses for it. And again, I'll get to that in a minute too. So let me pause here. Cheers to the Sunday and in the coming of the upcoming week. Let's talk about application. Application is has 2 parts. One is the prep. The prep is the most important part of all. If you don't properly prep the vehicle, you're not going to have good results with anything. That includes wax and polish. You got to prep the vehicle right. So one of the things you got to do is you got to get all the surface contaminants off. That means you need to use a good automotive safety greaser. I've used in my previous videos, if you haven't seen, Dawn dishwashing liquid. I wouldn't recommend you do this too many times because it will literally strip everything off that's grease and wax related. Once you get that done, you need to clay the car. I've used Griot's Garage surface prep mitt, and that works just as good as clay, but clay will still also work as well. And then finally, once the surface of the paint is clean from the Dawn and then prepped from the clay, that means you've gotten everything off, and the paint is bare. It's bare, and you want to make sure you double check. Do a wipe down, an IPA alcohol, isopropyl alcohol wipe down, just to make sure you get anything else that's left over. And then, and only then, when the paint is pristine, unprotected, and clean, can you apply the Armor Shield. And I already showed you how to do that. You wrap the thing around and you apply it. So Aftercare. A lot of people ask me about Aftercare. What's most important about Aftercare is that there really is less Aftercare. There's less maintenance on the vehicle. I used to love detailing my car from top to bottom, start to finish. And I still do once in a while, but after a while, you kind of get to the point where you want to enjoy the car in other ways. You want to drive the car, you want to go to meets, you want to go to the track, you want to do things like that. This really eliminates a lot of the surface maintenance of the vehicle, just by, put it this way: when you wash and detail your car and you wax and polish it and all that, you go through all of that. At the end of it, of course, when it's going to rain, that's just Murphy's Law. But you notice how, oh, wow, it beads up, the water beads up and doesn't leave water spots. This is exactly the same thing that Armor Shield does, again, on a much stronger surface level. So, but once you apply it, you don't want to wash the car for 5 days. And you may not even need to. It's really that good. My daily driver's been rained on several times, and you really can't tell. There are no water spots like when you don't have the paint protected. Boy, that's good Nashville beer. Let's see, the other thing. Don't go through automatic car washes. I don't recommend that you do anyway, unless it's those touchless kind. If you're going to have something touch your vehicle that washes it, do a hand wash on it. And by the way, after applying Armor Shield, even hand washing the car is so much easier. I found that a lot of times in the past, when I've hand washed a car, however your method is, if you got the sponge and the soap and the 2-bucket method and everything, and you get you go to apply it and the soap still wants to stay on the vehicle, and then you have to rinse it all off. I found that when hand washing a car that has Armor Shield on it, at first I thought the soap wasn't sudsing up. You look in the bucket and there's tons of suds there, but once you apply it to the car, it just shoots right off it. So that's not a bad thing. That means that if soap isn't sticking to it and water's not sticking to it, that means dirt is not sticking to it as well. So that's one of the questions I've been getting a lot of is how do you maintain it afterwards? And my answer is there's less maintenance, but you just have to be careful. You don't want to do anything with the vehicle like those automatic car washes that has the fry guys is what we call it, just beating the crap out of the car, because that'll eventually start wearing the surface off. So other questions I've had so far. The actual coating is one of them. I got a cheat sheet over here. Is the coating easy enough to apply even for a 50-year-old man? Well, I'm not too far behind you, believe it or not. The coating itself is easy to apply. And if you can wash and wax and polish a car, you can apply Armor Shield. You just got to make sure that prep is done properly. Let's see here. Snow and ice, talked about that. We're going to find out. In fact, I'm going to test it out by putting Armor Shield on my wife's daily driver windshield, just on the other side of that garage door, and not put it on my daily driver windshield. And then after we get some snow and ice, which is probably a couple, 3 weeks away here in the Nashville, Tennessee area, we'll see the difference. So that would be another video coming up. Obviously, I'd like you to subscribe if you haven't already, so you can check that out. How much do you need? I've managed to do my C6 Corvette, my wife's Buick Encore, and my Jeep Grand Cherokee on just a little over 2 bottles. And again, using the coupon code Jason's Garage 25 at avalonking.com, you can get $25 off each one. Again, shipping is free on that. Compared to Rain-X, that was a good one. And I'll say this, it does the same sort of thing that Rain-X does, but you can just use it on your paint and your glass, as well as just about anything else that's can be polished, can be cleaned. Nothing soft, like you can't use it on convertible top or your interior, leather or anything like that. But I've heard that you can use it on your dash. You can use it on your side mirrors, of course, because that's a glass. Just about anything that would get wet that has a solid feel to it, but it's still porous, because that's what it does. It gets in the pores of it. So yeah, it does the same thing as Rain-X. It just lasts a heck of a lot longer. Rain-X lasts 2 to 3 months. Armor Shield lasts 2 to 3 years, which is really, really awesome. Can you apply? Did I apply it to my headlights? I did not. I don't know if you can see there. You can see the top corner of my headlight right there. I did not apply it to my headlights, although I was going to. The only reason why I didn't is because I am going to be swapping out those lenses for other lenses. Again, future video, probably something I'm going to do over the winter time. So I didn't want to use the Armor Shield on the headlight lenses that I was not going to end up using. So other uses. I found some really interesting other uses. Garden lights, the solar garden lights. I mentioned this in a previous video. I get a lot of sap in junk that land on my garden lights, like the solar lights in the back of my property there. And I got to power wash the stuff off. It is just, it's like nature's glue, right? So I'm tired of this power washing these things and possibly ruining the solar panels that get clogged up and they don't charge. Power wash them and then put Armor Shield on them. And it's been out there for a month now, getting all the fall sap and everything dropping on it. Piece of cake. Sap doesn't even want to stick to the stuff. I did the inside of my shower door. Anything that gets wet, anything that's hard and gets wet, you could do the face of your watch. You can do your iPhone. You can do the lens on your camera. I mean, I did the lens on my GoPro because I got tired of, which is what I usually use to record my videos. Again, just about anything. Tools that get dirty easy. As long as, it's not a wear item, because it will wear the surface off. But if it's just like tools that get dirty, just dirty, not scrapey, but dirty, that'll be good. Because everything has mud repellency, dirt repellency, dust repellency. Just about anything. You can even do the inside of your windshield, but you got to be really good about it. Again, the prep is important, and then the application is important. You have to make sure that you don't let it over dry, because if it does, it's not going to have a smooth appearance. It's actually you're going to see some texture to it. And then because of the hard nature of it, you might have a difficult time getting it off. But my understanding is you can just apply another coat over it and it'll smooth things out. So keep that in mind. I've got all kinds of other uses that I'm finding for. I even keep a magnifying glass here on my workbench, and I put Armor Shield on that. That's why I said it's good. Like that one bottle did my Corvette, and then I had about a quarter bottle left, because I'm finding all sorts of cool stuff to do. I'm even thinking about doing my workbench to see how that works out. Because it's wood, I don't know. I'm going to be kind of iffy on that. So it's not just car stuff. And speaking of car stuff, something I didn't mention: taillights, wheels, matte surfaces. Yes, you can do matte surfaces. You can do the plastic stuff that you would normally put like an Armor All type of thing, or a plastic trim restorer type thing on it. The thing is that if it's matte, it will make it less matte. But I think it looks pretty good. I tried it out on the they call it the duck butt spoiler on the Corvette, on the Z06. It's just like a little spoiler that kind of, I don't know, you'd have to see it, but that's like a bare plastic, molded plastic, and kind of a matte satin finish. Put some on there, and it shined it up so it looked like I just put like an Armor All type of substance on it. But again, it stays, it lasts forever. It doesn't wash off. Armor All will wash off on the next time you get it wet. This will not. It's great stuff. So there's all sorts of other things that I've used it for that I don't think I scratched the surface on it. There's a lot of uses for it. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, head over to avalonking.com or use my quick link at bit.ly/Armor Shield. Take you right to it. And again, use my coupon code Jason's Garage 25 bucks off. You can't beat it. That's what I've actually used my own coupon to order it. Because after the first bottle, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to do my other cars. Again, free shipping, 30-day returns, 3-year guarantee, money back, 3-year warranty, money back guarantee, secure checkout, and everything else like that. So, I haven't had any direct questions here coming in the chat, and that's fine. Not a big deal, because I wanted to make sure that even if I didn't have that, I would be covering as many questions as what I could. So the bottom line is, does it work? Absolutely, it works. It works very, very well. How long does it last? Bare minimum 2 to 3 years. Application is pretty easy. And something else I want to talk about before I wrap up here. I found that you can buy something similar on Chinese eBay type auction type sites for a lot cheaper. Here's the thing. It's not all the same. Okay. A lot of the stuff that comes from China doesn't have the same quality to it. It's cheap Chinese knockoffs is really what we're talking about. Shipped from China. And I was talking to Avalon King about it, makers of Armor Shield, and they know because they actually got their hands on some and they tried them all too. And you don't know exactly what is in it. You could risk damaging your car. And if you do damage your car using the cheap Chinese knockoff stuff, what kind of recourse do you have? Who are you going to gripe at? So it doesn't mean that they're all bad. It's just that they've done testing and third-party testing, and Armor Shield comes out ahead, according to Avalon King. And I don't disagree with them. I've used a tremendous amount of automotive products over the years, and this is Armor Shield is one of the things that I've been absolutely the most happy with. In fact, I don't know if you can see it, but I got a shelf up there, and in that, I got a bin on top of that shelf, and in there is some of the best polishes and compounds that I've ever used, and some I've used for over 20 years because I'm extremely dedicated to them, and they're still great. However, Armor Shield kind of made it so I didn't have to use them too much. In fact, I haven't used them since I applied Armor Shield to it, so they're that good. So anyway, going back to the Chinese stuff, you're going to have a 30-day plus wait when you receive it. The quality is suspect, and I don't know. This ships from Chicago, Illinois. I think Chicago in Illinois, and typical turnaround time is 3 to 5 days. Easy enough. So I do not advocate things on my channel here that I don't believe in, or if I have an issue with it, I will mention it. In fact, if you see some of the other product reviews I've done in the past, I did have a couple things where I'm like, yeah, this is awesome, but I wish that this could have been different. This could have been. I'm very honest about this, and it's important for me to be able to talk to you guys and bring you videos of honest and fair and reasonable product reviews instead of, well, since I got this for free, because that does happen, or since I got this at a discount, because that also happens, I'm going to say it's great, because I don't want to make the person or the company that provided it to me angry at me because they gave it to me for free. And there's the expectation that I give them a positive review no matter what. I don't work that way, and I'm not going to work that way. My integrity and my honor about what I advocate and what I promote is extremely important to me. And for example, if Bearded Iris gave me a case of Homestyle, which would be really cool, but I didn't like it, which is not true, I'd still say, hey, you know what? Good for Bearded Iris Brewery, but Homestyle is not my thing. So fortunately for me, I do love this. It's a great beer. Again, if you can get your hands on one, please feel free to. And Bearded Iris, if you happen to actually see this, yes, I'll take a case. I'd be happy to take a case. And I'd be happy to have one in every video I do. But until then, I just go down to my local store and pick it up, and I'm happy to do so. So that's it. I think I covered almost all the questions that I've received so far, plus a few bonus ones that I've thrown in that I've seen people ask about other ones. Yeah, and speaking of which, yes, there are other nano ceramic coatings out there. Some are more expensive, some are not. Are they better? Are they worse? To be perfectly honest with you, I couldn't tell you, because this is the only one I've ever used, and I'm extremely satisfied with it. I don't really know how one could be that much better, because I've driven this car through the rain, and I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me adjust the camera. There we go. So I've driven this car through the rain twice since I applied Armor Shield, and I've not washed it. I've not even detailed it. There's not a water spot. There's a couple of dust spots right there, but you know what? Not anymore. That's gone. Armor Shield makes it so easy. I'm really happy with it. And that's why I'm doing a lot of videos about it, because it's a spectacular product. I have fun. I enjoy doing it. And I enjoy bringing the videos to you. So I think most people have skated out of the chat room here. There's one person left. Whoever you are, if you have a question, hit the chat and I'll be happy to answer it. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up and let everybody get on with the rest of their Sunday. Cool. That means I'm awesome at answering questions before they even get asked. So to all those who have joined this live stream, I very much appreciate it. And to all those who have viewed it afterwards, of course, if you still have questions, you missed out on it, you have questions, just hit them in the comments. I'm happy to respond. One last thing I want to leave you with. I remember when microfiber came out, and then I was using I was hunting around to try to find the very best 100% cotton USA made towels. I think the one to use was Field Crest by Canon, and we paid a lot of money for them, and then we cut them up into squares, and that's what we used to apply polish and wax or whatnot to our vehicles. And then microfiber came out, and at first it was really expensive. I bought a 3M square of microfiber about that big for like $14 once. And I think I still have it around here somewhere, but now microfiber is everywhere. And I'm getting to a point here on this. I was still very stuck in my old ways of cutting up a towel, like a real 100% cotton terry towel, and using that. And I'm like, yeah, microfiber, it's a fad, it's a gimmick, it doesn't work. And then I actually tried it, and I'm like, holy cow, I've been missing out on that. I'm the same way, or I was the same way with ceramic coatings. I've been using polish and wax and whatnot for so many years that was just the way I was doing it. And when ceramic coating came out, I'm like, ceramic, and I was thinking, ceramic plates, how does that work? And I did a little research on it since then, obviously. But it's one of those things where you actually try it, you're like, holy cow, I should have tried this a long time ago. And that's what I think about this. So again, thanks to Avalon King for making a very cool product, great company to deal with. And I think for the money, it's more than fair, because what you get out of it is a lot better looking car for a lot less work. And that they guarantee. So again, thank you everybody for watching. Tell me what you think about this video in the comments below if you didn't get to catch it live. And also, of course, tell me what you want to see in future videos. If you got a product you'd like me to review, likely I prefer Corvette related, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be universal in nature. Feel free to leave it in the comments or just hit me up anytime. Also join my Facebook group. It's going to be linked in the show notes, in the description below. I don't have a proper name for it yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I should call it, because Jason's Garage has already taken a garage door company. But hit my Facebook page up, and of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Links are below. I thank everybody for watching, everybody for joining, and everybody for your comments. Constructive, of course, if they're not positive. And I will see you in my next video coming up in a few days. Thanks again for joining, everybody.